So we have done 2 lectures. Now today what we are going to see is the 5 main tenets of New Historicism. We have already seen it is a literary theory. It's an approach to interpreting, analyzing literature, literary works or work of literature, as you can see. It all began with the Greenblatt's study of the Renaissance texts, Shakespeare theatre and so on. And we also saw they are interested in thick description, not just the formal aspect or the text as such. That is a lean description. If you are looking at that only the text and not any other thing, you are isolating and insulating the text, as I said already. That is a very lean description, isn't it? But this is thick description. Taking into consideration all the historical forces that supported to make a text, and also what the text has given to the history. History means culture. Then you have got politics, ideology, beliefs, religious beliefs, then superstitions, non-religious beliefs, all this put together we have. So they have got, yesterday we saw the textuality of history, isn't it, that we saw. Now, what are the main tenets? We also saw that it has got tremendous explanatory power. Explanatory, Catherine Gallagher says, no, it has got tremendous explanatory power of New Historicism, she says. And Catherine Belsey, she says that to use the text as a basis for reconstruction of an ideology. That's more of a kind of, what we must say, a Marxist leaning, like cultural materialism. Now coming back to the main tenets, first point is this: literature is historical. It is not the record of one man's mind. This is very important. Literature is not the record or the expression of the genius of one man's mind. Understand? Not a single man. So point 1, literature is not the record or expression of one man. This is important. One man's mind. Understand? There is a collective force, you can say. It is a social, cultural construct shaped by human, more than, we can say, one consciousness. I hope now that is clear. It is a social, cultural construct, and it is shaped by more than one consciousness. It's not one consciousness. So that more than one, multiple. One man is, therefore what happens? You cannot consider a work of art as the expression of one man's genius or something that has been contributed of a universal value contributed by one man. It is not one man's work. That's the point. There is a collective influence, you can see, social, cultural and so on. So that is point 1. That's what we say now, textuality of history and all those things. Understand? So that's why New Historicism is away from or rejected new criticism, new critical approach and also formalism. Understand? They rejected it. This is what nonsense is. They did not say that this is nonsense. I mean, in our day-to-day colloquial language we can say their attitude was like that. That means we can say. So point 1 is not the record of one man's mind. It is not the expression of a single man's genius. So nothing like you cannot say this is a genius, this is the work of a genius, or this has got universal value. We speak of the word for all times. We speak, when we think of Shakespeare, we say like that. The word not for, the way, and the new historicism will say, the word not for all time, but all those forces, social cultural forces that helped you to construct this. That force is genius, that force is for all time. That's what this. I think that point is clear. Second is, there's no distinction. That is, literature is not a distinct category for human activity. That's very important, because it comes in culture of Raymond Williams. Second, literature is not a distinct category. Literature is not a distinct category of human activity. Human activity. It is not just from literature that we learn things, no. It is from anecdotes, from stories told by others. What we say now, grandma stories. Then we have got proverbs. We have our customs, traditions. We have, as the anthropologists will say, signifying practices. So they have an equal value. Now, in other words, just as Raymond Williams said, culture is ordinary, literary, that is, literature is an ordinary human activity. Constructing literary texts is an ordinary human activity. Just as people go to market to buy things, or they talk and exchange wisdom while they are talking, or they enter into gossip, or they are influenced by superstitions. This is very important, because this is democratization of the text, discourses. All the discourses, whatever it is, from which corner, we don't care. They have equal value. So with this what happens? That is, in fact, this follows from the first point. Nothing like genius, nothing like universal value, nothing like canonical text. We speak of Shakespeare canon, we speak of English literary canon and all those things. This is all the same thing. See, what do you talk, what I talk? What do you listen? See, it may be a radio talk. It may be, from now, I think you may be quite aware of, or you are familiar with Munshi. There is a program called Munshi, isn't it? Such things. Or, say, comedy show. Same. Literature is not a distinct human activity. Is that clear? Yes. So it is a particular vision of history. That's the thing. In a particular historical moment, this vision comes up. So literature is that vision of a particular historical moment. Literature is the expression of that vision of a historical moment. Understand? A historical moment means you should always understand so many things are, as we saw yesterday, I drew a diagram, see? And then from there you understand philosophy, anthropology, sociology, then culture, things they are influencing. So together, this is very important. The first one is, it is not one man's mind. Second one is, it is not a distinct activity. Literature is not a distinct activity. That is. The third is this, that history historian or the critic, or the historian here means the man who produces the work of art, the author, the historian, sorry, or the critic, is trapped in his own historicity. So also I told you yesterday, sui generis. So whoever you are, you are a historian, you are a writer, a author, let's say, author means literary, author of a literary work, or you are a critic. What is your problem? You cannot escape from the historicity of the situation where you are in. Understand? You are also influenced by all this. Or the ordinary person. So but these people are, we say, historians, authors and critics. They themselves are trapped in his own historicity. So what happens is that you cannot escape. Social facts are above human control. So you cannot escape. See, you are born and brought up in a particular ideology, that will definitely influence you. There is no doubt about that. If there is a major movement in a country, that will definitely influence you. For example, the expansion of the empire influenced many novelists. French Revolution, A Tale of Two Cities, the last class also I told you. World War, in T.S. Eliot's poem, the Wasteland. See? Chaucer, prologue to Canterbury Tales and Canterbury Tales themselves, you can see. So, Spencer, that is Renaissance self-fashioning, you can see. The discourses about Queen Elizabeth created a peculiar picture of her, the Virgin Queen. See that? So everybody is, everyone, writer or no writer, historian, author, writers of literary texts, critics, they are all trapped. They cannot escape. It is something like that, We speak about difference. Very important word in structuralism is difference. That signifier difference has also a difference. It cannot escape from that difference. Difference is a signifier, with a signifier. Of course, it is arbitrary, but that itself is trapped within a difference. Like that, you cannot escape from that. I hope you followed that example. If you have not followed that example, you can have another one. See, in a railway station, you are waiting for a train. You can see what a beautiful silent situation is that. It is all noisy, din and bustle. People go here and there, trains coming and what happens? You cannot escape from that. Even if you use earplugs, you cannot escape from that. It's like that. Society, we are surrounded by these things. And so you have to give expression to that. And that is what you find in the text. So, in fact, these are connected. This is not one-mile circle because you are trapped within this. Understand? You cannot escape. Ideological upbringing. Suppose you are born and brought up in a Marxist ideology, it will definitely reflect in your writings. Suppose you are born and brought up in a country where there is always revolutions, it will definitely, no doubt about this. Capitalist society, capitalist ideas will reflect in what you write. You cannot escape. See that? A fourth point is a text. That is it. This is very important. This is also important. A modern reader can never experience the text as its contemporary reader. A modern reader of the text, example, suppose you are reading Jude the Obscure, or let's say more famous than that is Test of the D'Urbervilles. Test of the D'Urbervilles read by those who were contemporaneous with the text, and if we compare that, you see what they understood and felt, we cannot understand and feel. See that? So what is the idea behind it is that influence of the background. Influence of the background. For example, do you remember the Victorian way of dressing women? They used to have long maxis, we say maxis, very long skirts. Say for example, sometimes you will find in films you must have seen at least. So the skirt, say it is of 4 feet. You require only a 4 feet skirt. Its length I must say, not the breadth, the length. They will make it 12 feet. See that? Then that means 8 they will be dragging it along when they walk. Why? Today we cannot even think of such a situation. So, a contemporary reader of a work of art and a modern reader of a work of art, there is a huge difference. That's what it is. Understand? The other see for you have got great novels like say 18th century novels like Wuthering Heights. That is a novel that we are doing for our MA. So Wuthering Heights is there. Or you have got novels by great American writers. Say For Whom the Bell Tolls by Hemingway. Hemingway has many. Such or War and Peace, Tolstoy. So such things. The contemporary reader, the reader who is a contemporary of that novel at the moment of production, and the present day reader, you cannot compare the experience that he will have with what we are having. What he would have and what we have today. So this is another point. That means it is, what does it tell you? Importance of the background. The importance of the background. That's the thing. Listen. And then, a fifth point is, that is, see the difference, you can see. Difference in reading. Readers can never see the text as a moment of production. Readers at the moment of a text production, and the present ones. The present or modern readers. So that is the difference. Okay, it again stresses the point that background is important, even for understanding this. It's not only for production but also for reading and understanding and trying to find out the meaning. Background is important. So the historicity. The historicism, that's what we are trying to find out, isn't it? Yes. And then fifth is These are connected points, With post-structuralism, they share a point. What is that? Multiplicity of, multiple identity. Understand? Plurality of meaning. So, plurality of meaning. By already here you can see plurality. Those readers were contemporaries and modern readers. Already you find the plurality of meaning. Plurality of meaning and identity. Plurality of identity and hybrid. Hybrid. Identity is hybrid. It's not pure. Why again you find when you think about the background. So, new historicism is all about giving importance, and the limit is the sky, we can say, to background of the production of a work of art or just a discourse. Because when you come to the second point, we know we have already seen literacy is not a distinct human activity. There's nothing like high and low. Just as Raymond Williams said, there is nothing like high culture and low culture. Raymond Williams and his colleagues all said, their names, Richard Hogarth, E.P. Thompson and so on. What they did was, they democratized the culture. Nothing like high culture and low. Everything is same. Culture is ordinary. So all the activities of human beings, including writing, producing a work of art, is same. No distinct activity. So these are the main, 5 main points, or the 5 main tenets of new criticism. All the 5 points you can see, they are geared to one thing. What is that one thing? Background. The importance of the background, which new criticism and the formalists rejected or neglected. They did not reject, but they neglected it. Hope that you have been following me. See, if the 5 main tenets are one, literature is not the record of one man's mind or expression of one man's genius. So there is nothing like you of anything of universal value of one man, contribution of one man, but it is a collective endeavor. Then secondly, hidden within this you also have got that idea of one man as author, rejection of one man as author. Isn't it? Yes. Second is, literature is not a distinct category of human activity. And third is, whoever you are, historian, author or critic, you are trapped within your ideology, culture. You cannot escape. And for this, there is a difference in reading. Say the contemporary reader reading a text and the modern reader reading the text. And then fifth is, they share this idea of plurality of meaning. Also plurality of identity. Identity is hybrid, not pure. According to, there you can see identity here, it's not one man's mind, a collective effort. So there it is plurality, there is hybrid. So these ideas are connected, we can say. They are linked that way. I hope that you got that the crux of the, or you can see the central ideas, of new historicism. Now in the coming lectures you will see how important, what great importance they gave to anecdotes. So that's one thing. We'll think that anecdotes, what are they? They just gossip. It's part of gossip. No. They've got tremendous significance in writing a literary text. or in the production of a literary text. These things we will see later. For the time being, bye, have a nice day. Hope that this is my third lecture on New Historicism. Hope that you are following and you are enjoying and you are benefiting out of this. Okay, bye, have a nice day.